How's it going, guys? Today I'm still messing with some of the steering components on my E30, and I'm gonna go ahead and make a steering shaft out of two E46 steering shafts, and I'll show you here what I got to use. So we'll pretty much cut them here. You know, after I take the stock one out of the E30, I'll measure, the center of the U-joints to the other center of the U-joint, and we'll basically just cut this to the same length. And what you do is you cut these bigger sleeves here, and then you use the middle sleeve in between both of them, so it'll pretty much be like that. So I'm gonna get started, and I'll show you guys step by step how I do it. So now that that's out, we're gonna take the tape measure right here, and we're gonna measure from here to here in the center. And then we're gonna cut these into half of that. Each one will be into half the length, so it matches full length when they're put together. So now I have these cut, about 3.5 inches each one. I cut it a little shorter, just because I want to have some wiggle room in between, and then I can always just drill the holes in this or however I mount them together. First off, this measured out to about 7 inches, so I cut this one to be the same, maybe a little bit shorter. That way I can, have some play when it's in there. The whole thing I want to try to do is make it to where I can take it in and out of the car without having to move the steering rack. So I want to be able to unbolt these and slip them apart if I can. So if not, we'll have to figure out another way to do it. So now what I'm going to do is take these and cut this medium section out, so it'll slide right in there, and that's what'll hold them together. So now that this is cut, it should slide right in between these two, like that. Trying to do this with one hand's kind of a pain in the butt, and then it'll look like that. And this just pretty much eliminates the rubber bushing in here, and then all this crap, because this splits apart and stuff too. So it gives you a thin one-piece shaft if you make it that way, with no dampening rubber stuff. So if you're driving hard, you don't have a chance for this to break or rip apart, even though this is 30 years old. Either way, I'll probably drill holes through here after I get my measurement, and either put set screws in there or drill all the way through and through bolt it. I was gonna weld it, but my welder is packed way back in my garage right now, and there's a lot of Christmas stuff in there, so we're not gonna go that route. I'll probably just drill it and then bolt it together. But now we're gonna test fit it in the car, and I'll mark on here how much gap I need to have in this, and then we'll go ahead and drill it. was trying to fit the shafts in there, but then I realized the top one doesn't have the notch in it where the splines are for the bolt to go through. So I had to notch this pinch bolt right here. So when I put it in, I can go like this. I don't know if you can see that, but it won't hit the shaft. So you have to put it on with the pinch bolt on it, which is not a big deal. And I was able to get the shafts in without having to pull the rack or anything else, so that works out good. So I'm gonna go back under there, put it back in there now that I can get the shafts tightened and stuff, and then I can measure and, you know, drill holes, and then I'll go to Ace Hardware and get some set screws and just set screw them in there with some Loctite. Alright, so I just test fitted everything. Everything fit pretty good. I made my marks on the intermediate shaft so I can drill the holes outside. I was gonna do a set screw type thing, but I'll show you this right here. There's a little slop in there. So either way, I have my mark there. And then I'll drill 2 holes, one right here and one right here, and then I'll just through bolt it. These had threads in them. I ended up drilling them out and doing like the old school kind of way and just through bolting them. It was just easier to get it together. And the nice thing is I can get this on and off if I bolt these together instead of like weld them. So this upper shaft actually will slide all the way up and give you enough room to push this down in after you unbolt the things, and then you can take each shaft off without pulling out the steering rack. So now I'm gonna make my way over to Ace Hardware and grab some hardware to bolt this all together, and then we should be able to drive after that. Alright, so I got the shaft drilled, the hardware in there. Now we're gonna go put it in and see how it works. It's kind of hard to see, but that is the finished product. It's very tight in here, so it's taking me a couple tries to get it, but I'll turn the wheels and you can see there's no slop in it. I'm pushing the wheels back and forth. Everything clears and it should be good. Alright guys, everything's done. Steering shaft feels pretty good. There's some slight slop in my steering rack, which isn't a big deal. I can just replace that later, but right now it's 100 times better than it was. So I don't think you can see it down in there, but either way, I'll show you the slop that I'm talking about. So it's slight slop, but otherwise it's 100 times better. Feels good. If you guys have any questions, post it in the comment section. Like, subscribe, share the video. Thank you.